Vim, what are you looking for today?
I expect a fantastic battle. Awesome to be with you, Mr. Paul Stubbs. They're playing at Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi, as you said. This side is known as the 15 of the northwest of Italy. They're littered with quality players, Italian internationals, under 20 players. And the Cheetahs, if they want to win an away game, they need to be very physical up front with this side.
They certainly will need to be. Kickoff is underway and the match has commenced. Toyota Free State Cheetahs kicking off. That was Ernst Stapelberg who put the ball in the air. And Zebre have the first opportunity with ball in hand. Standing at the base of the ruck is Marcello Violi. Putting the ball through the hands early on. Great run, bouncing the men off. Inside ball is spectacular. Tommaso Boni, one of the enormous center pairing that this Zebre team have. Both of them weighing over 100 kilograms. Wonderful positive play from Zebre early on, going through the hands of Carlo Cana. Eventually into the hands of their left winger, Mattia Bellini. Watch out for him. Zebre up and across the halfway line now. Wonderfully positive play and a great start to the match for Zebre. Free State Cheetahs are being forced into a number of tackles early on. That tackle looked suspiciously high on Giulio Bisegni. Continue putting the ball through the phases. Do Zebre.
Let go.
As this ball goes to ground, nobody from the Toyota Free State Cheetahs able to get their hands on that ball. And yet another phase for Zebre early on. Getting stuck on the halfway line now as the Toyota Free State Cheetahs defense starts to shape up. Great deceptive stepping from Matteo Mignozzi. Cleared from the base by Violi. To the man's feet. Very cleverly kept his hands away from the situation. The referee sees it otherwise. And we will scrum down the first set piece of the match. That's referee Dan Jones, the Welshman.
Well, this way it's all start. Zebre immediately showing their intention. They're going to play wrist rugby. They're giving the ball air, taking it through 9 or 10 phases, but the Cheetahs not committing people to the breakdown point, making a good one-on-one tackle, and then fanning out, occupying space on the field. But Paul, this is where it all starts, up front. The Italians prize themselves on their tight five. They have a good Eduardo Bello tight prop. He's 120 kilograms from Argentina. Hails from Atletico del Rosario club. He's had one cap for the national side. Sami Panica on the loose head. Let's see what evolves from this battle up front. I am so excited about this.
Point. Set.
Very positive set from the Cheetahs. They get a free kick out of it, quickly taken by Tian Meyer. They want to accelerate the pace of this match into the hands of Makazole Mapimpi, a man who sits at the top of the try-scoring charts, level with Torsten van Jansveld, with 5 tries so far in this year's competition. He has landed with a splash as Makazole Mapimpi, and a penalty comes the way of the Cheetahs this time. Tian Meyer thinking about the quick tap, but the Free State Cheetahs striking back at Zebre, who had such a great start to the game. They have the opportunity now to put the first points on the board. In the match in Bloemfontein, the Cheetahs managed to overcome the Zebre Rugby Club by 54 points to 39. The first time these two sides met. I think they scored 8 tries, the Cheetahs, and Zebre scored 5.
It was a fantastic game, and off their feet at the breakdown are the Zebre. And it was the first time that a Pro 14 fixture was held at the Toyota Stadium in Bloemfontein.
Read that they got a record crowd there as well for the first match hosted by a Pro 14 team of 15 or 16,000. Very impressive. This is Ernst Stapelberg, and then he played for the Marchies. Fine kick from Stapelberg. First points on the board for the Free State Cheetahs. They lead 3 points to 0. Stapelberg, a man who played for Marties, which is the nickname of a university team here in South Africa, Stellenbosch University. What a fine team it is, always putting out top quality rugby sides at varsity level. Stapelberg weighs 104 kilograms. You wouldn't think it looking at him, but he's got the full package as a fly-off. Kick-off from Zebre. Put this one deep into the 22-meter line. Good chase, but taken by Stapelberg. Fine offload. And to ground they go. That's very well handled by William Small-Smith and the Cheetahs. Charging up now is Torsten van Jaarsveld. Ambitious play from both of these sides. That's very interesting. Not sure if Torsten put that ball down or not. You play on Tian Meyer, sends it to the blind side. Skuman. The Cheetahs looking for spaces on that blind side. That is William Small-Smith again. That is a fine gap that has been run into. That might have been Raniel Hugo. Raniel Hugo. He's been a force in the lineouts for the Cheetahs in this Pro 14 competition. That is a speculative kick by Stapelberg, and it has given the opportunity to Matteo Mignozzi. That kick has gone too long, and we will go all the way back to where he kicked it from for the scrum. Very disappointing for Mignozzi, but a great opportunity now for the Cheetahs.
It actually won't be a scrum. It was kicked directly into touch, so it will be a line out from where the ball was kicked. Small little error, Paul, no probs, but we'll make it right. And another attacking opportunity for the Cheetahs. Will they go to their go-to man, Raniel Hugo?
Opa Mahoja is the man who rises high. What a wonderful option to have as a loose forward, a man with such height and great line-out skills. Tackled the ground is William Small-Smith. He has had a wonderful Pro 14 as well. Torsten van Jaarsveld, the Namibian international, always gives 100% for this Cheetah side. They've got numbers on the blind. All of a sudden, the pass was not great. Skipped the man out, and Mapimpi is forced to take the contact. Here's Oxenchair. He loves to run with the ball in hand, and if he breaks the line, he does have a turn of toe. Stapelberg. The gaps are appearing for the Cheetahs all of a sudden as the Zebre defensive line begins to feel the strain. Tian Meyer, they're sending the ball down the line now. Bernabo sends it wide, and Makazole Mapimpi opens the scoring in Palmer. And he waves to the camera. He loves a good celebration. Makazole Mapimpi takes the score out to 8-0 in favor of the Toyota Free State Cheetahs.
Well, Rory Duncan, the Cheetahs coach, will be ecstatic with this start. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. In the right areas of the field, and execution is perfect. A little juggle by Mapimpi, but this man knows where a try line is. That is try number 6 in his Pro 14 campaign of 2017-2018. Outstanding stuff.
What a year Makazole Mapimpi is having. He is a try-scoring machine. Started in Super Rugby. Dion Davids was in charge of him when he was playing for the Kings. When Super Rugby finished, he came down to the Cheetahs, and he did not slow down with his try-scoring. Stapelberg lining up another conversion. This will be a difficult kick, and he cannot bend it back. And Stapelberg put over 7 conversions in the match against Zebre that took place in Bloemfontein.
Well, the Zebre are coming off 3 consecutive defeats in all competitions. The last time they won, they upset Leinster in a fabulous win. Once again, good hands, outstanding long pass from Reinier Bernardo, which actually made that try and created space for Mapimpi out on the left wing.
After a positive start, Zebre have started to feel the heat somewhat, but they have an opportunity now with a mistake from the kickoff, and they will take a shot at the posts to put their first points on the board. Sloppy play from the Cheetahs, not what you want after you have stretched your lead out. Zebre will be very grateful for this. Lining it up is Carlo Canna. For me, he's one of the players that was in the team that beat the Springboks, the Italian team that beat the Springboks in 2016. That special day, shall we say?
Don't overextend, yeah.
Carlo Canna has come through the ranks. He comes from the Fiamme Oro club, which is the finance police club based in Rome. 20 Italian caps. Let's see what he does with this ball.
Canna, looks like a clean strike, and it is. The flags go up, and Zebre are on the board, 8 points to 5. 8 points to 3, pardon me. Carlos Canna putting the first 3 points on the board for Zebre. He's made a number of turnovers in this Pro 14 competition as well. Doesn't just do the normal fly-off work. Really special player, Canna. Stapelberg gets us underway once more. Not a lot of height on that restart, gives no chance to the chasing line of the Cheetahs. And Zebre are able to get their running game started early, crossing the 22-meter line. Will they try to run the ball out again? Great counteract that from Opa Mahoja has disrupted the ball. Capitalized upon by Junior Pokamela. Torsten van Jaarsveld. He sends the ball wide. Here come the Cheetahs now. Makazole Mapimpi stepping off the left, handing the man off. Didn't seem like he was ready for the tackle. Costello. And the Cheetahs have the ball in a very advantageous position. Center of the field on the 22-meter line of Zebre. An advantage to Zebre. Clean turnover coming. And a penalty comes the way of the hosts. That is fine defense. They had to scramble after they had the ball turned over. Opa Mahoja with some wonderful rack work. But the Cheetahs come away with nothing.
Outstanding work done at the breakdown bar. Eduardo Bello, the tight head prop, I beg your pardon, was Sami Panico. Also been through the ranks. He's of Ethiopian descent and he has 10 Italian caps to his name. He was in a position of power and strength and winning the penalty for his side.
24 years of age, Panico. Has a bright future ahead of him. Extremely powerful. That is a great line-out from Zebre. Popped straight off the top, down into the hands of their scrum half, Marcello Violi. Playing in the halfback position that time was Valerio Bernabo. Violi, Cana. Good strong running, but not quite hitting the ball. That pace was Tomas Costello, the 100-kilogram inside center. Cana again, setting his back line free. That time it goes to Tommaso Boni. Violi, Cana. Zebre starting to put the phases together once again, and they do look dangerous once they manage to get some momentum into their game. Violi clears from the base once more. Grab it through to the corner is very clever and well executed. Keeps Zebre on the front foot and asks the Cheetahs a big question at this line out, which is just about 5 meters out from their try line.
Outstanding play. And he does read the game well, does Carlo Cana with his left foot. Perfect grubber.
Okay, push the 10, lads.
Torsten van Jaarsveld, plenty of pressure on this throw from the experienced number 2. That is taken in well. Well set as Paul Skuman gets through a mountain of work for this Cheetah side. Never seems to be injured. He's had a wonderful 2017. Fine kick down the left wing, but wonderfully taken by Bellini, the prolific try scorer of this Zebre team. It's great presentation, and Zebre have the chance to attack inside this herd of Cheetahs half, but they are passing the ball very deep, and they've been caught behind the gain line. Nobody in for the turnover. Ghana receives. That's a very flat pass. Wonderful play. Olivero Fabiani running hard onto the ball. And here comes Zebre. Great play around the corner from Tommaso Costello.
Okay, you're off your feet there. No advantage, high tackle against 5.
High tackle and a penalty goes Zebre's way.
5, high tackle.
Well, the tackle, the referee, Dan Jones, is saying that it's Rainiel Hijo, but it did look like it was Junior Pokomelo. Anything up around the shoulder area is deemed as high, and once again, Carlo Cana gets called to see whether he can add the 3.
Kind of second attempt of the match to cut the deficit down to 2 points. He has had a great start, starting to run the show in that fly position. Clearly like to get their phases together, do Zebre, and build momentum. Kind of to add the 3. The kick looks good, and over the bar it goes. 8 points to 6 is what the score now stands at, and Cana is 2 out of 2 from the tee. 2 penalties for Zebre, 1 try for the Cheetahs. The match has a slightly different facade than the one in Bloemfontein did, in which we saw 13 tries. We've seen 1 so far, as Stapelberg gets us started once more. It doesn't seem that the point of these kickoffs is for the chasing players of the Cheetahs to arrive as the ball lands in the receiver's hands. But they do put some pressure, and Zebre are able to make it out of their 22-meter line.
Hands away, wait.
Once again, Zebre looking to start things from inside their own 22-meter line from a kickoff. Completely fearless, this team. It is wonderful to watch. And that is their left winger, Mattia Bellini, charging once more. Kana looking for crash runners in the midfield. And Zebre Sederak still struggling to make the meters, just about crossing the gain line. Each time that they carry, Kana really does receive plenty of ball in the first receiver position. They don't like to mix it up, pass it to forwards.
Good, they pull back.
They let their fly off run the show. Kana again, a lot of calls for offsides. Did look like the Toyota Cheetahs line did jump slightly. And finally, the kick coming from Kana. They know the danger that this back three poses, especially Sergio Peterson, such an elusive runner. Mapimpi on the left wing. That pass has been called forward, seldom seen. Those are the kind of passes that tend to be let go by referees, one might say. But that one called forward from Sergio Peterson.
Well, the call came from the assistant referee on the far side. I'm not sure whether it's Andrea Pardi or Gianluca Gnecchi, both from the Italian Federation. But I like the Zebra's attitude at the moment. They're playing wrist rugby. They're getting rewarded. And a perfectly positioned scrum.
Okay, with that one,
slap bang in the middle of the field, left and right options available. And you mentioned earlier on Mattia Bellini. He's a threat on the right wing for the Zebre side. Rory Duncan, the Toyota Cheetahs coach, with a nervous look on his face. Had a dream start, immediately a penalty, and then a try was scored by Mapimpi.
How well has Rory Duncan done to come into this Cheetah side? Franco Smith leaving to go and be a part of the Springbok setup, becoming the director of Rugby Cheetahs, and Rory Duncan taking the responsibility. New competition, new players, and they're third on the log.
They've done exceptionally well. In picture previously was the Zebre coach, Michael Bradley, former Connaught in Edinburgh coach. Played scrum off, got 40 caps for Ireland.
Zebre have had some problems of their own, actually. They were about not to take part in this competition, but the Italian Rugby Federation bailed them out, and they were able to put a team together who now sit fourth on the log. So both of these teams have truly exceeded themselves in this year's Guinness Pro 14. Starting to move backwards. That's Zebre scrum as it comes out. Kana, they're attacking well now. Fine straight running from their inside center. Tommaso Castello! Over the line they go in the corner. Zebre have scored. It's Matteo Mignozzi. What a great try for the Italians. They have their first try of the match and they take the lead.
Outstanding play from the Zebre side, and you can see what it means to the faithful. From Palmer, slipping off a tackle does Raymond Rule, but it's well worked from the scrum, playing to the wheel. Outstanding support play from Minozzi, and that's what made the try, following up the pass. Enterprising rugby from the Zebre side.
Yeah, right on the touch.
They really love to run the ball, dude, Zebre.
Thank you. Cheers.
They've scored 18 tries so far in this tournament, before this match, of course, and that'll go to 19 now. And the Cheetahs will score 25, but troublingly for the Cheetahs, they have allowed 29 tries this season.
Yeah, I can hear you. I heard a call back there, but I wasn't sure what it was for. So just repeat if I don't listen, all right? So it's a bit crackly.
Kana lines up his first conversion. Very difficult one right from the corner. Sounds like a clean hit. The fans like it, and it's over. Kana! He's the magic man of this Zebre team. Wonderful conversion. And he extends the lead off the back of Mignozzi's try.
Well, it's all about body language, and you can see the Italians are very positive at the moment. And I can tell you one thing, Paul, if they get wind in their sails, they become very difficult and tricky customers.
very confident team with ball in hand, and they seem to have some pretty solid defense going on as well. In this first half, 13 points to 8. Zebre lead the Cheetahs. Mapimpi is running at them. Dragged into touch. Now, great run from Mapimpi. He is devastating on attack, but as we were saying, the problem with this Cheetahs team is that they really struggle to defend. 29 tries allowed so far. Raymond Rule is not known for his defending. Neither is Mapimpi, neither is Peterson. There's trouble in the back three if you can get to them. Fabiani improvises, throws short and low. And they manage to secure the ball. To Zebre in a crucial position, and a penalty comes diving in from the side. It really was ill-advised, and that is their line-out guru, Ranil Hijo, who's penalized. Derek Minion shot there, formerly of the Lions.
That's a high tackle and a silly entry, okay? No more.
Formerly of the Lions, a product of Marais for Yun. But clearly a lateral entry. Slap bang in front of the ref. Ranil Hugo going in. But to harp on those points that the Cheetahs have conceded, 29 tries in all their fixtures. It's almost 34 points in average a game that they let slip.
It's very difficult to win matches when you let that many points in. Great hands though from the Cheetahs to the outside. Francois Venter, the Springbok hangs one up. Can they compete for this? Meyer goes up. The ball has fallen loose. Play on is the call, and William Small-Smith gathers it. Less than 5 meters out from the Zebre line. Oxenchair in a disadvantageous position. Needs to drop his shoulder. The momentum has left the Cheetahs now. They're going to need to crash this ball up to get moving forward again. That is just what they needed. A good bullocking run, landing on the 5 meter line again. Great opportunity for the Cheetahs here. They are right in front of the Zebre sticks. They send it wide. Stapelberg throws the dummy. Cuts back onto the inside. Needs support. Looks to be held up, and a maul is called. Dan Jones has called a maul, and this is in favor of Zebre, who will now get the scrum. 5 meters out from their own line. Desperate defending needed. As the Free State Cheetahs found space on the outside, Francois Venter finally stepping up and imposing himself on this game.
Time off.
And Stachelberg, body position a little bit upright, but as soon as the referee Dan Jones called more, you could see those Zebre player packing in there to keep him up. People like to talk about micro battles, and that's a little micro battle, one for the Zebre. Attractive attacking ball that the Cheetahs let slip. Turnover conceded. It will stand. Vital scrum, not only for the Zebre, but also for the Cheetahs.
They seem to be far better defending in the tight areas, Zebre, than when the play gets loose and goes towards the outside, and the Cheetahs can unleash their running backs like Makazole Mapimpi. Francois Venter was looping around on the outside that time.
Last scrum was excellent.
Coaches love to talk about execution in attack, but I know that the Italians, they also thrive on defense, and the assistant coaches are Alessandro Troncon and Carlo Orlandi. I've played both with them, bit of test match rugby. Alessandro Troncon is involved in defensive structures and obviously with backline coaching, and they like to talk about turning it up in the red zone. In those areas where they are in attack and it is tight, you'll see the Italians will concentrate more on the effectiveness, one-on-one hits, physicality. That's what they like to bring to the game.
They certainly have some big, heavy players in their team. The centre pair, they both weigh over 100 kilograms. So they really like to crash it up when they go out wide in the backs.
We need a replacement on.
In the centres, of course, that is, but their winger, Mattia Bellini, as we said, is just one try behind Makazole Mapimpi in the try-scoring charts of the Guinness Pro 14 this year.
Looks like there's a problem for Sami Paniko, the loose head prop.
Okay, he's coming on now.
Looks like Lovotti coming on. Number 17, Andrea Lovotti.
A lot of experience does Andrea Lovotti have. He's 111 kilograms. Hails from the Livorno Rugby Club, and he's also got 17 Italian test caps.
Add to that, he's made 36 tackles in 6 games for the Zebre team this year. So he gets through a mountain of work when he is on the field.
time back on, Suzanne.
And your shot there, Derek Minnie, the man who formerly played for the Lions here in South Africa when they were in their resurgent phase after they got kicked out of Super Rugby for the... Well, got kicked out of Super Rugby all those years ago. How times have changed for the Lions. Feed. Zebre scrum holding up, almost moving forward. And they'll be very happy with that. Violi clears from the base, and they surely will kick this time under enormous pressure. Kana with a wonderful clearing kick, really just bending as it traveled. And the ball has traveled to the 10-meter line of Zebre, taking the pressure off. They've been clinical so far in this first half. They'll need to continue in that vein.
Well, that was clinical execution, solid, stable scrum, set the platform, touch finder, ABC Rugby.
Torsten van Jaarsveld, what a year he's had, a couple of years he's had. He's really just shining for the Free State Cheetahs over these last couple of seasons. And as I say that, the line-out goes the way of Zebre. What a wonderful run. Power from Johan Meyer, taking men on. And he's given the offload to the man who's just come onto the field, Lavozzi, who eventually gets taken out to touch. Great scrambling defense there from the Free State Cheetahs in the end, but at first they were getting torn apart by Johan Meyer, 24-year-old, born in PE. Great offload. And Lavozzi taken into touch.
Well, Johan Meyer infiltrating perfectly off a spilt ball from the Cheetahs from the line out, pouncing on it, making yards, making the difference.
Really wonderful play. The Cheetahs running it out from their own try line, trying to make some space for the kick perhaps. Not very big goal line areas in Europe, so it's very important to get yourself some distance and let your fly-off kick from deep. Seems to be mildly satisfied with that kick. Stapelberg wouldn't have minded a couple more meters. His team trails by 5 points to Zebre here. Very interestingly poised match. Neither side really gaining a great deal of ascendancy, but Zebre have a chance to stretch this lead further as they're inside the Cheetahs half now. Fabiani to feed. 4 caps for Italy he has. Great line out, wonderfully worked, and space on the blind now. Running on to it is Fabiani, the man who fed the line out. Very inventive stuff from Zebre. Kana charging at them now. Is the big inside center, Castello. Very handy player. They haven't got him running onto the ball. They're full steam yet to put full use of his 100-kilogram frame. Ball has fallen loose somehow, and Van Jaarsveld picks it up. William Small-Smith hangs it up downfield. This is going to have to be marshaled well. Very lucky bounce from Mignozzi, and once again Raymond Rule misses the tackle, allowing Zebre to get onto the front foot. Bellini had to jump over players in order to get to ground and set the ruck for this Zebre team. Under 13 minutes left in this first half. They'll be very pleased with the way that it's gone so far. They lead by 5 points, and if they could stretch that lead even further, they could put real pressure on this Free State Cheetah side. Slowing the play now, slowing down the play now, Zebre. And a penalty comes their way. Very clever stuff. Violi is waiting to clear that. Well, the game plans are certainly in place, Zebre. They've got a plan for every situation. They'd like to go through the phases, clean out rucks outstandingly well, and they lead by 5.
Well, finding himself in no man's land as a Cheetahs player, you need to make an effort to roll away in front of the referee, either out the side or out the back. Unfortunately for the Cheetahs, they concede another penalty. Nervous looks from Michael Bradley, the head coach of the Zebre.
Make sure they don't step off you.
What a fine job he has done with this team that was in threat of not competing in the tournament at one stage. He's got them to 4th place on the log. Played 6, won 2, lost 4. That's good enough for 4th spot. In the matches which they have lost, they lost narrowly. Feed to the lineup from Fabiani. Another wonderful lineup from Zebre. They've got their set pieces working outstandingly well. Once again, it's Castello charging into the line. That was a great run from Lavozzi, the man who came off the bench for Panico. Advantage being played to Zebre offsides as the Free State Cheetahs are really starting to feel the pressure. It's wave after wave of Zebre attack comes at them. They're infringing, going offsides, and this is another penalty opportunity.
Well, it's a good carry for the replacement loose head prop, Andrea Lavotti, putting his head down, going direct, and trapped offsides was Ernest Stapelberg, trying to get some line speed, take the line up for his side. Not behind the last man's feet. And once again, Carlo Cana will be called. And will he add the extra 3?
They appear to be trying to dictate the pace of this game, did Zebre. They want to slow it down significantly from the match that took place in Bloemfontein. 13 try thriller. They've noticed that that style perhaps favors the Cheetahs, who like to play a fast and loose game. They have the running players for it. While the structured game perhaps is their weakness, especially if you can manage to attack them down the wings, where they have their weakest defenders in the back 3. Here's Kana, another attempt. Curling it around is Kana. The talisman of this Zebre side strikes again. And the lead is stretched out to 16 points to 8. What a game Kana's having. Really runs the show in that fly position. I don't like to have too many receivers taking it there besides him. Stapelberg gets us underway once again. This is a clear tactic from the Cheetahs. Every single kick has gone deep. And there's been no Cheetahs players arriving to put pressure on the receiver. But it does force Zebre to start their attacks from very deep in the 22. And the Cheetahs know that they want to run the ball out from the kickoff. Sending it down the line now. Taken into contact by Tommaso Boni. Violi. Good flat ball. But once again, it's Costello running hard, but not really imposing himself on the defending player. He doesn't really finish off his run and make sure he crosses the gain line, which he ought to at his size. That ball has fallen into the hands of Sergio Peterson, and this presents an opportunity for the Cheetahs. Peterson throws the dummy, drops the shoulder and gets tackled. Many men over that ball from Zebre, and not too many Free State Cheetahs players there to make sure that the ball is secured, but they do eventually get there. And finally, the Cheetahs are attacking again in this first half. They will be elated with that. Dion Meyer clears from the base. Francois Venter around the outside comes Raymond Rule. Couldn't find the pass to the outside. He goes to ground. Venter plays half back. Hijo back to Stapelberg. Space seen on the left-hand side. It's fallen straight through the hands of Skuman. He was in acres of space. The man in front of him was his own teammate getting treated for injury. If he collected that ball, he had the whole world in his hands, really. The man was there to tackle him. Very disappointing from Skuman. Switched off for a second.
Now that picture tells a story. You can see the absolute frustration on his face. He knows he's better than that. An opportunity gone begging for the Cheetahs.
He's number 3 in tackles in the Pro 14 this year, the Guinness Pro 14. It's Paul Skuman. He's made 83 tackles in 6 games. He puts that work in, and it shows. And the Cheetahs are trailing by 8 points after showing great signs at first. It really looked like they were going to take control of this game after they scored their first try, but since then it's been all Zebre playing in front of their home crowd. This is, of course, the first trip for the Cheetahs to Italy, into this wonderful city of Parma. They must be enjoying this Guinness Pro 14 experience.
Okay, time back on, Anne. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Another fine set from both scrums. Just as I say that, the entire Cheetahs front row drops to its knees.
Come here.
There's not been many restarts during this set piece at scrum time, but some good pressure applied by the Cheetahs.
Keep your head to the side. Both are dangerous.
The scrum battle has been well contested so far today. Let's hope that can continue. And that collapse scrum was just a blip. Good solid set from both scrums, and the ball comes in from Violi. And a penalty comes the way of Zebre. The penalties piling up against this Cheetah side in the first half. They really need to work on their discipline. And they're coming in all different ways, offsides, scrum penalties. And it's led to this 16-8 deficit, which they stared on.
The penalty going against the tight prop from the Toyota Cheetahs, Tom Buerta. Product of Paul Ruiz. He's a big man at 110 kilograms. Not supporting his own body weight and basically hinging.
A fine display from Zebre so far. They've been quality in many areas, in all areas really. Got their tactics 100% lockdown. Everybody in the team knows what they need to do. Even from the kickoff, that line-out looked to be won, but slipped through the fingers. Desperately unfortunate for Valerio Bernabo. And the Cheetahs have an opportunity to either run or kick this ball downfield. They're going to run it at first. It's Oxenchair. He caught it static. Good quick ball this time, and they head blind again. It seems to be when they get the quick ball going that the Zebre defense does not have the time to reorganize, and they start slipping off their first-time tackles. So it might be in the best interests of the Free State Cheetahs to increase the pace of this game as Zebre look to decrease it. A knock-on coming from the Cheetahs once again. And this is another opportunity for Zebre to attack. Violi Tukana sending it wide. That kick should be marshaled by Raymond Rule, and it is. He catches it clean, tap and go. Francois Fenter outside him. Chance for the Cheetahs to create something. But the men are back for Zebre. They've covered this kick well, although it is bouncing away from Matteo Mignozzi.
Scrum, black. Okay, time off. Time off. Huh? Sorry, say that again. Yeah. Alan's got it. Okay, we good to go. Let's go. Yeah. No. He was just hinged. Just keep his angle up. I agree, but it wasn't there, yeah. It's just your angle is downwards. That's what I penalised, okay? Keep it up and high. Crouch! Bind! Set! Away, lads. 7 and 8, let go. 7 and 8, let go. Jan, stop, Jan, stop. Good. 8, away. 8, come here. 7. Other man, come here. Come here. 7. Okay, that has been the first part of foul play potentially that we've had in the game, okay? Clearly dominant going forward, I've given him a penalty. Don't risk anything more, don't risk it being reversed and don't risk going further 10 metres, all right? Stays there now, okay? James, we're gonna have time back on, you good to go? Yeah. Standing up under pressure.
2 minutes then.
Thank you. Yeah, I got him. He stepped off. Right now, over. 5, release. That's once. Wait, back. 8 offside. Offside. Line out still in. If you tap and dead, it's over. If you kick to touch, we have the line out. So, yes.